Welcome to Kroger Field, where the energy has certainly changed. Just moments ago, a somber rendition of my old Kentucky home, honoring Jared Lorenzen. And now his Wildcats take the field amongst fireworks, looking to get their season back on track on a night dedicated to number 22. And with that, we welcome to Lexington, Tom Hart alongside Jordan Rogers. There's a frost warning in effect for most of the Commonwealth, and these are two teams ice cold. They each need to heat up their season. There's one way Kentucky can do it, and that's with a dynamic quarterback. Absolutely. It's going to be Lynn Bowden at quarterback. Now, don't expect just lining up in Wildcat. This is a guy that played quarterback in high school. He is capable of throwing the football, and with the inconsistencies throwing from Kentucky in that position, they're in desperate need of a playmaker and some balance. He can provide both. So how do you prepare for that? Eddie Grant's got a thick playbook, but he also borrowed some from others. For more on that, let's go down to the field and Cole Kubelik.
Tom, obviously, offensive coordinator Eddie Grant had the benefit of an off week, so he went back and watched some film. He watched Auburn from this year. He watched Ole Miss from this year. He watched Houston from this year. A lot of different teams that utilize mobile quarterbacks and have designated quarterback runs to try to open up the playbook and give Lynn Bowden more opportunities to help this Kentucky offense tonight. They're going to go with him. It's going to be different, but Eddie Grant went back, did his homework, and found some things to implement for the Wildcats tonight.
All right, Cole, thanks. And Lynn Bowden might not be the only guy to take snaps for Kentucky tonight. On the other side, for Arkansas, injuries are no longer a concern at quarterback, but inconsistency is. Nick Starkel's inability to take care of the football has put him in a hole. Absolutely. He's got to protect the football first and foremost. We did see Ben Hicks against Texas A&M play admirably, but Nick Starkel is the guy that opens up this offense, and it really needs to start and end with Rakeem Boyd, and the strong arm of Starkel allows them to spread the field and open up more holes for Boyd inside. Had a great chat with Chad Morris prior to this game, and he can look across the field to the other sideline and see a great blueprint for how to build a program. In fact, he and Mark Stoops watched the national championship game together this past January, and Stoops said, you've got to be patient to build a winner in this league, and you got to put it together piece by piece. The only question for Kentucky is, did we see the top of the mountain last year with a 10-win season, or can they get their season back on track? A lot to prove for this program that lost a lot of key personnel from last year's winning program. Kentucky won the toss. They've elected to defer, so Arkansas will receive. You see the white towels with number 22 on them. They'll be waving them tonight in honor of their incredibly talented and humble quarterback, Jared Lorenzen, who passed away this past July. I don't know that there's another player in the SEC that is as ingrained with their program as Jared Lorenzen is. Beloved not just in the Commonwealth, but throughout college football and the NFL. So you have Morris's team trying to snap a two-game losing streak. Quarterback play was admirable against Texas A&M 2 weeks ago. As a whole, it may have been the best effort for Arkansas since Morris took over for Brett Bielema a year and a half ago. Meanwhile, for Kentucky, relative speaking, uninspired football their last two. Kroger Field ready to go. Davion Warren back to receive this kick from Grant McInnes. No chance for a return. A couple of grad transfers have taken snaps for Arkansas this season. Ben Hicks transferred in from SMU, and Nick Starkel came to Fayetteville from Texas A&M. 7 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, not the ratio they're looking for. No, and decision-making is going to be paramount tonight for Nick Starkel. Expect them early to get some easy throws, easy completions to get him in rhythm. He's got a great running back behind him, Rakeem Boyd, 3rd in the league in yards per game. Starkel's going to roll out, and they get it to Cheyenne O'Grady. And this was something that worked last week for Arkansas. Last time out, O'Grady had a monster game against Texas A&M, and they want to be creative how they can use him. Yeah, and outside of Rakeem Boyd, I think C.J. O'Grady or Cheyenne O'Grady is their best player. So they're going to get creative in where they line him up and how they get him the ball. But I like early giving Starkel a layup and an easy completion. On 2nd and 9, they'll give it to Boyd, and he's got plenty of room into the secondary and into a foot race. Rakeem Boyd down the sideline, and he'll take it the distance. A 74-yard touchdown run. He ran right past Yusuf Corker. Longest run of the season for Boyd.
This is the same concept that South Carolina gashed Kentucky on 2 weeks ago. They run to the tight end side, and there's not enough support over there, and Rakeem Boyd had nothing but green grass.
The lefty Connor Limpert will line up for the point after. And it knuckles through Arkansas. Just a couple of plays to cover 75 yards thanks to the longest play of the season for the Razorbacks. So what will Kentucky do offensively? First, they have a chance for a return. Obviously no Lynn Bowden back there, and they're going to take it all the way up, and we got a flag on the play on a nice return by Chance Martin.
And like Cole mentioned, you give an SEC team a week off to prepare with a new quarterback. You're not just going to see your typical Wildcat from Bowden under center. He can throw the ball, but you're going to see some unique quarterback design runs that we haven't seen before from Kentucky, especially on this early drive, to see how Arkansas lines up to it.
Lynn Bowden leads the SEC in all-purpose yardage. 140 yards a game, typically a wide receiver. Now opens the game at quarterback. And Asim Rose gets the carry and picks up 4 yards. Bumper Pool with the stop. Cole alluded to it. We do expect a more conservative game plan for Kentucky tonight. Eddie Gran wasn't happy with the way things played out against South Carolina, but it just challenges you when you start in a hole as they have. Using a lot of clock, and on 2nd and 6, Bowden gives it up again, and Rose no gain. So what's the most difficult thing for a guy getting reintroduced to the quarterback position like Lynn Bowden is?
It's just the speed at which things move post-snap. So you may look at it pre-snap, and in high school, it's pretty easy to read defenses. At this level, there's so much movement post-snap that you have to get your eyes in the right spot. And when you haven't done it, it's just really hard to catch up to that game speed. That's why I expect them to keep it simple, get Bowden outside the pocket at times when they can, so he's not looking into the backs of a bunch of offensive linemen and big guys in front of him.
He's a tremendous athlete. He has great strength for his size, and he hands it off again for the 3rd time on this opening drive, and that's going to be short of a first down. Rose knocked down by Poole again. The market good for the first down, just by the nose of the football. Yellow line unofficial. So fresh set of downs for Lynn Bowden. Arkansas shows pressure from the edge. Bowden hands it off, and they go the other way. After a whiff, Rose able to find 3. Another stop for Bumper Pool, best name in college football.
And right now we're seeing a lot of zone reads with Lynn Bowden, and Arkansas is being very conservative on the backside, so they're giving him that run look every time. And now we're going to see Kentucky getting true Wildcat with A.J. Rose at that quarterback position. Bowden now moves to the slot right there.
Bumper Pool has 3 tackles on 4 Rose carries. Rose with the toss. This will count as a pass. Josh Ali gets into Arkansas territory before Monteric Brown trips him up.
I was wrong there. Bowden was on the outside to get Ali involved in the misdirection on the jet sweep.
They have not given the ball to the wide receiver from the running back in Wildcat this year. Watch for a counter play, pulling the backside guard and tackle off that look later in the game.
Back to Bowden at quarterback. And he'll have his first carry. Nice juke on the outside. Got tripped up by Brown and was able to get 4 out of it. Here's Cavassier Smoke. He was limited last time out against South Carolina due to migraines. Another stop for Bumper Pool. Indoor pool, outdoor pool, kiddie pool, doesn't matter. He's making tackles tonight.
Yeah, he is. He's one of those guys along with Scooter Harris that fly around the field, sideline to sideline. And now in the 3rd and 15, this is 2-down territory. I expect them to try to get a play that's 6, 7, 8 yards, cut this distance in half, and maybe go for it on 4th.
Part of simplifying the process for Bowden, who will check and has plenty of time left on the play clock. First possession for Kentucky. Arkansas scored on their 2nd play of the game. Bowden looked like a busted play, and he's able to pick up good yardage. It's a pickup of 7. Joe Fouché the stop.
Yeah, not a busted play. That's a new kind of speed option. The new version of speed option. They want to fake the zone read, get the end to bite up, and then they're going to pitch it really quick. But the problem is the end gets inside blocked, so it's a free run for Bowden. A well-designed play, easy pickup.
So the nation's best punter, Max Duffy, on to kick it away.
See, and I think they get 3 more yards there, 4th and 5 maybe. That's in that range of where they'll start going for those.
Arkansas has been late scrambling guys in last couple of plays. Duffy will hold for a bit. We got a flag down inside the 10 where the fair catch is made. Beautiful punt. Covers 37 yards, and if it stands, it's going to have Arkansas backed up for their 2nd try. So they pick up the flag. Arkansas has run 2 plays, and they have 7 points to show for it. Career-long run of 75 yards for Rakeem Boyd. Hogs will be back on offense.
The Razorbacks going to take the football here, and Cheyenne O'Grazy is going to be the main piece of the jigsaw puzzle for the Arkansas Razorback offense today. Going to line him up in multiple places. You'll see the different spots in which he caught the football. Last time Arkansas was out against Texas A&M, stretch the middle of the field, use him there lined up in line. You also get him flexed out. They're going to try to run the football to his side. He gives you an elite blocker out wide against the DB, and you can attach him to the tight end, offensive tackle, and he gives you the elite blocker there as well, Tom.
And he's already got 1 catch tonight. Here's Boyd. Had a big run moments ago. I kind of like that O'Grazy name. It's kind of like Jeezy. Yeah. Cheyenne O'Grady, call him O'Grazy.
He's O'Grady, and then he gets a couple touchdowns, then he's O'Grazy.
He grazes around the field. He can be out wide, he can be next to the offensive tackle. He's just a grazer.
8 catches for 91 yards last week against Texas A&M. That was a fantastic effort for Arkansas as a whole. Would have been the signature win for Chad Morris early in his Arkansas career, now in year number 2. And they need to catch a break. They need a signature win. Another first down conversion on the ground from Rakeem Boyd.
And that's that same play that Rakeem scored on last drive. And Kentucky's going to have to start making an adjustment. You see the safety, Yusef Corker, coming up and making that tackle. Kentucky doesn't want to live and die by having their safeties coming up on the 2nd level and tackling Boyd one-on-one. They need to start leaving a linebacker in that box when Arkansas goes 3-by-1.
Starkel pulls it back, and that one sailed on him. Trying to find O'Grady. I mean, this is like Ronald Acuna style out there. I don't know if I've ever seen that in football. That's a lot.
That is. Weird flex, but all right. I mean, I'd do it. You know,
Sure.
I mean, if I could pull it off, I absolutely would.
Mike Woods is styling here early. Sophomore from Magnolia, Texas. He had a pretty good game against A&M. Averaged better than 10 yards a catch. Back to the ground. Boyd earns 6th. Back here at Kroger Field. Tom Hart, Jordan Rogers, Cole Kublik. Another 3rd down for the Razorbacks. Starkel in a collapsing pocket delivers a strike for a first down. 14 yards to Woods.
And that right there is one of the reasons Nick Starkel is the quarterback for Arkansas. Talking to offensive coordinator Joe Craddock, this team was very boundary heavy because of the arm talent of Ben Hicks. A lot of boundary throws, as we see right here. But Starkel allows them to stretch the field from the far hash. And you see a great completion there.
That's Trey Knox that time. And Starkel spreading him around now. 4 of 6 through the air tonight. This will be the 10th play of the drive for Arkansas. Razorbacks 2-3 overall, 0-2 in conference, in desperate need of a victory and some momentum for this program. They were so close in Jerry World against A&M last week, or last time out, I should say. to the perimeter, incomplete. So why would they be more perimeter oriented with one quarterback as opposed to the other?
Oh, it's just arm talent. Ben Hicks knows this offense inside out. He's a competitor, a good player, but doesn't have the arm talent that Starkel does, so he's not able to stretch the field horizontally. And what happens when you do that? You open up more holes on the inside for your running backs and Rakeem Boyd.
Razorbacks have already converted a pair of third downs in this drive.
O'Grady right here, nobody over him. So I'm guessing it's going to be zone coverage. But if I'm Starkel, I look right there, try to get a quick hitter to my tight end.
Third down converted by Rakeem Boyd. He picked up 4 after needing just 1. Starkel had motioned away from quarterback, and so Arkansas showing some wild hog from the McFadden days.
Little gadget play. You get the quarterback like he's looking to the sideline, trying to get a play. What you're trying to do here is catch the defense offside. You see how Pascal stands up? He's not ready for that snap. So if you do that, you get the defensive lineman a little behind the count, you can get a push on him.
Tremendous offensive first quarter for Arkansas. Devwall Whaley bottled up by Cash Daniel and some of his buddies. Interesting conversation with Cash yesterday. He said we needed a players-only meeting, so that's what we did. We called it, got everybody together, and said we need to start having fun again and start playing for each other instead of the selfish play that has gotten us back into this corner.
It's really that confidence and that swagger, I think, that you saw so much out of Kentucky last year. Some of the leadership there was spearheading that, but a couple losses and a young team, that'll crush that confidence very quickly.
Trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. Flags all day. Brandon Eccles was locked up with O'Grady to the naked eye. I don't know what his point is unless we see something different on a replay. Untimely penalties have killed Kentucky this year.
Holding. Defense. Number 26. Got the distance to the goal from the previous spot. It was against an eligible receiver. Automatic first down.
See, we missed something live.
Yeah, O'Grady's just not able to get off. And I mean, he was initiating contact there, but like in baseball, the tie is always going to go to the offense there. Got to get your hands off the receiver as he gets downfield.
A little chatter between O'Grady and Eccles. On first and goal to O'Grady, and it's batted down. Eccles wins that battle. I wonder if Arkansas isn't starting to ask too much of Cheyenne O'Grady, because every catch he had last week was in the scope of what they've asked him to do this season.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, he's their go-to guy, especially down here as the window's tighten on the outside. A tight end that's as big and athletic as O'Grady is a great mismatch. Starkel just missed him there, and it comes back to a mechanical issue with his front side. He gets his left foot, his guiding foot for a quarterback, not pointed to where he's throwing the football, and he's missing behind consistently.
We'll break that down later in the game. O'Grady's already been targeted 4 times tonight. Just 1 catch. Boyd turned before he caught it. And that's going to leave Arkansas with 3rd and goal. You could say this field position started with the failed 4th down from Kentucky, but it was really the punt from Sam Loy on the prior possession that pinned Kentucky deep.
You mentioned the receiver health. You got a lot of young, big, talented wide receivers. Trey Knox at 6'5" here in the slot. Looks like it's going to be man coverage. Might have an opportunity there.
O'Grady flips. 3rd and goal. Starkel gets it outside, but nothing doing for Mike Woods. No gain. And Kentucky's defense stiffens. They withstand the penalty. And the Jamari Brown tackle means that Arkansas will start the 2nd quarter with a 4th down and a kick attempt. Hogs needed just 2 plays to get 7 on the board. 2nd quarter from Lexington coming up next.
Zone struggles continue for Arkansas. On a 2nd down here, the opportunity was there to hit C.J. O'Grady on a touchdown. What I want you to watch here, look at this front knee from Starkel. It locks out, which he loses velocity on his throw, and then this toe, look at where this is pointed, and see where the throw ends up. It's behind O'Grady on the back hip.
And go ahead.
Yeah, these inaccuracies that you see from Starkel, not just decision making, some of that's mechanical. And in talking with Joe Craddock, the offensive coordinator, it's something that they stressed a lot in this week off in between games to get that right so he can continue to be efficient and protect the football.
Tom Hart, Jordan Rogers, Cole Kubelik, our fantastic SEC Network crew tonight from a chilly Kroger Field. Fall has arrived, and it came in fast. Great sports weekend here in Lexington. Keeneland Fall Meet going on up the street. Big Blue Madness packed Rupp Arena last night, and now a must-win game for Mark Stoops' Kentucky football team. Ryan Helinski, pardon me, and that catch made for a first down. So South Carolina had to shuffle quarterbacks, just as Kentucky has had to do. Look at these guys who have started and now been replaced. 3 losses for the season due to injury, including Terry Wilson here. And South Carolina's Jake Bentley replaced by Helinski, who took a shot to the knee late in the game today and didn't return.
That's just unbelievable. It's one of those years. Seems like everybody's catching the bug.
Lynn Bowden and A.J. Rose have both completed a pass today for Kentucky. Here's Smoke. He picks up 13.
And that last pass play by Lynn Bowden, I love the creativity. Selling option, and they're asking their receiver that's playing quarterback to flip his hips, rolling left, and throw a slant going back to the right. I'll talk about some confidence in a guy wearing that #1 jersey. Eddie Grand, confident in that young man.
He's replacing the guy who replaced Terry Wilson. Terry was at practice late this week doing some throwing drills from just one knee as he tries to work back from a torn patellar tendon. Here's Kavase Smoke again, back to the studio again. Big one tonight with Florida and LSU. Dari? Number 5 versus number 7, and that place, no doubt, rocking tonight. Bowden keeps it straight ahead. Nice vision. We talked with Cash Daniel yesterday about Lynn Bowden to tell us something about him, and he said, well, he is strong, 6'1", less than 200 pounds, but he is a rock and tough to bring down.
Unbelievable. We saw a video of him squatting, I don't know, 700-something pounds. You just don't expect a guy with this type of frame to be this physical of a runner, that strong, that athletic, and he can throw the ball too.
315 on the bench press. Not many wide receivers are going anywhere near that.
No.
Bowden got away from the game with the off week last week, went back home, spent some time at a water park. That one counts as a pass. Now the jet sweep toss. It's complete for an 8-yard gain. And they go to the little used Bryce Oliver. Just his 2nd catch of the season.
Yeah, interesting right now. Josh Ali not on the field. Ahmad Wagner not on the field.
Bowden said the water park was fun, but I had to be careful because I don't know how to swim. So
Minor issue.
Yeah, just go to the chest. Anything else, no. Lazy River was really his style. Part of a surprise birthday party his family put on for him and his nephew. Bowden will keep it and try to dive forward, but no gain. Gabe Richardson in on the stop for Arkansas. Top 10 in the SEC in tackles for loss is Richardson. Bowden spun off one, but not the second. Monteric Brown, they call him Buster Brown. He's in there to make the stop from his corner position. And Kentucky's going to bring out their kicker, Matt Ruffalo.
And already really impressed with how Arkansas is playing sideline to sideline and playing these zone reads. You see Bumper Pool missing the tackle there, but he slows down Bowden enough to allow the rest of the linebackers to rally and keep him short of the first down.
47-yard attempt for Ruffalo. He took over for Chance Poore after the Florida game when Poor missed what would have been the game winner. The season really turned for Kentucky that afternoon. And that one goes wide left. Kickers have struggled this season. They're combined 4 for 9 for Kentucky. They leave points on the board here in the second. Something really cool. Kentucky Athletics, the College of Engineering, Kentucky Healthcare, and Toyota Motor Manufacturing of Kentucky came together with a common purpose to provide a patient at Kentucky Children's Hospital with a life-changing experience through a mobility project. They call it Lift Them Up. Offensive lineman Luke Fortner is an engineering major. He and a team of other engineers from Toyota designed and built this push cart. The Lift Them Up program's goal is to have a child drive the cart and be part of the catwalk before every home game. Case Cheney from McKinney, Texas got the chance to do that today. Youngest child at KCH to undergo an airway reconstruction. Enjoys life on his family's farm, riding tractors, checking on cattle, and playing with cousins, and had a chance to be part of the catwalk today. How cool is that? Arkansas run game has been fantastic. This is Devwall Whaley, who rips off a 21-yard run.
This Arkansas offensive line is taking care of the front four. They're getting double teams on the linebackers. And you're having Arkansas running backs, whether it's Boyd or Whaley, on secondary players, corners, and safeties, and that's not a good recipe for Kentucky.
They're averaging 13 yards a carry through 10 carries to start this game. Back to Whaley.
And you see the common thread is they're getting off tackle. And that was one thing when we talked to Chad Morris. He said, look, Kentucky is big, they're physical, they're stout in between the tackles. We need to get the ball on the perimeter, and you can see that's their plan early. And until Kentucky adjusts, they're going to keep dipping into that.
South Carolina ran for 247 yards 2 weeks ago down in Columbia. Back to the ground game. Whaley, a physical run, is able to pick up 3 as he's met by DeAndre Square. Whaley exits. Arkansas converted their first 3. They have missed on their last 2. On 3rd and 10. To the outside, and they get the first down to Traylon Burks. Needed 10, got 10.
It's great to see Burks healthy, great to see him involved, and even better to see Starkel had a couple routes deeper downfield. Great to see him not take a chance and just check the ball down to the safe throw.
Starkel wanted to go tempo there and get things moving, but the ground game gave him nothing. It was Devwall Whaley that time with the carry. Another line change for the receivers here for Arkansas. On 2nd down, Starkel. Shot deep, and that one's incomplete. Let's take you back to the studio. Homecoming back at Mizzou, where they invented it. Homecoming here at Kentucky as well.
Invented homecoming?
Yeah, first ever. Check my receipts. I think I'm right. On 3rd down, they're trying to run it with Rakeem Boyd on 3rd and 10. No gain, and it's going to be a long field goal attempt.
I'm not so sure I understand that play call. Yeah, 3rd and 10, 11. I know Rakeem Boyd's been rolling, but maybe a screen, maybe an easy completion, get guy on the outside, get a couple blocks, maybe you pick it up. It seemed like Arkansas just said we're kicking.
Connor Lipper has made one from 28 already tonight. This from 44. Well within his range. Right down the fairway. And Connor Lippert has knocked 2 kicks home to help Arkansas get out to a 13-0 lead. We'll see what the score has to do with Kentucky's quarterbacks. So to Khalil Whitney, they call him the Dragon. Got a 42-inch bird. Is that good?
That's average.
They stole all your dance moves, though. Tyrese Maxey and Ashton Hagens and a bunch of guys from the Kentucky basketball team at the game tonight, including John Calipari, who was shaking hands before. Big recruiting weekend for hoops. On 2nd and 10, Bowden wants to throw on the run. That's complete. He's able to find his tight end. Gain of 11 to Justin Rigg. And they're going to go tempo here.
Love the play call. Love getting Bowden outside the pocket. This is an important drive. Down 13 right now. You don't want to get into a situation in the second half where you got to throw a bunch to get back in this ball game.
You saw Sawyer Smith warming up a series ago. Now Bowden will check with the sideline. I don't know how effective Sawyer Smith can be even if he gets in this game. So Kentucky's hands are kind of tied playing from behind. Bowden pulls it back. There's Rigg again. Well-designed play, and that's a counter. That toss, and Rigg's carrying dudes with him. Takes it all the way down to the 32. It's a gain of 30.
And the creativity and the confidence that Eddie Gran has in Lynn Bowden again. They fake a run to his left. He flips his hips and finds the tight end. Impressive throw by a wide receiver, converted back to quarterback.
And that's what we were talking about earlier. Eddie Gran having plays that complement each other, because a lot of times you'll see that toss sweep.
We've seen that already tonight. We've seen that option to the left. We've seen the toss sweep. And now 2 pass plays to complement dangerous run plays from Bowden.
Bowden takes it himself. Good footwork. He's got a Kentucky first down, and they're inside the 20. A 14-yard run straight up the gut for Lynn Bowden.
Keep it going. Eddie Gran is in a groove right now. You're going to see Rose at quarterback. No, is he not? Nope. Bowden's still there.
Got Rose on his left hip. Bowden on a draw. That one's bottled up. No gain.
Good drive going here for Eddie Gran. One thing I'm surprised we haven't seen a ton of yet is more 10 personnel. Getting the tight end out of there, spreading them out, vacating the box. So you get maybe a 5 or 6 man box, and then allowing Bowden to run between the tackles into a lighter look from the defense. Playing with a lot of tight end on this drive.
A lot in the box there, so they toss it out wide. And Rose takes it to the 10. Picks up 8.
And you know the pass play we saw a few plays ago? That's the run. That's the exact same design there, except for on the pass, Bowden pulls up, the tight end leaks towards the middle.
3rd and a very short 2. Toss again. Rose has the first down easy, running behind Rigg on the outside. Ahmad Wagner also had a block downfield. 2 big physical guys spread out for Kentucky. First and goal from inside the 5. Rose picks up a yard.
Kentucky's going to get back in that traditional Wildcat now and try to pound it between the tackles. Running back A.J. Rose going to get the direct snap.
Look at Lynn Bowden dancing to the top, and he drew the attention of Joe Fouché. Rose hitting the backfield, has nowhere to go. predictable. McTelvin Agim was able to penetrate. And now 3rd and goal.
See, to me down here, I'd love to see them not condense everybody towards the line of scrimmage, but start to expand people to allow those gaps in there for Rose and for Bowden to use their athleticism. You see here, they go 4 wide.
Arkansas brings in an extra defensive back. Play clock at 5 for Lynn Bowden Jr. Little option look. Bowden will take it himself. Touchdown, Kentucky.
And a great job there. The play before, they condensed the formation. The box got really heavy. A lot of defenders in there. This time, go 4 wide. Create some space for Bowden, and he calls his own number there, keeps that. That was a statement drive for Kentucky.
Well, it was necessary because if Kentucky fell behind any further, they'd try to find a passing game, but Sawyer Smith is still hurt, and I don't know if he even has the arm to do it. So, Chad Morris's team, after a heartbreaking loss at Jerry World against Texas A&M last time out, has a lead at the half here on the road in the SEC. Chad Morris is standing by with Cole Kubler.
Coach Morris, you knew you were going to get a different look at quarterback for the Kentucky offense. How do you feel like your defense has responded to that?
Well, I think our guys have done a great job. You know, we kind of let them get out on the edge on us. They're trying to run some toss sweep out on the edge and reading our end. So we got to make a few adjustments on that. And, you know, I think we're tackling well. We just got to, we got to be able to get the ball down and man, just keep playing right now.
Early success in the run game for your offense. How do you expand upon that in the second half?
Well, we got to go back. You know, they're bringing a little bit of inside pressure on us. We got to get in and make a few adjustments. You know, got to be able to throw the football a little bit and do a great job mixing it up in the second half.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Once upon a time, Arkansas had a wide receiver beat Tennessee in a 10-7 game. They have shortened this game with a time of possession, and they trail by 6. Let's get you back to the studio. Night for Chad Morris. He's looking for his first SEC win as the head coach of the Razorbacks. Could be a signature victory. And while Nick Starkel's quarterback has been inconsistent, he's been buttressed by a strong run game. On the other side for Kentucky, Lynn Bowden has taken the helm at quarterback. He hasn't missed on a pass, and he took Kentucky to score on their last possession. Welcome back, everybody. Tom Hart alongside Jordan Rogers. If you were to say that Kentucky's quarterbacks would be more consistent than Arkansas tonight, I'm guessing you would think that Kentucky would be in the lead.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it took really into the middle of the second quarter for Eddie Gran to feel really comfortable with what Lynn Bowden was seeing. And we saw them have that great drive to close the half out because Bowden was able to use his arm. And so I look for them to expand on that. I think he has trust in what Bowden can do limited throwing the football.
See how the offense moves the ball down the field in the second half for Kentucky, because they did have that great drive to close it. So get ready to start the second half here at Kroger Field. And Kentucky will start with a football. A chance for a return. And the Cats will have decent field position. Let's go down the field, check in with Cole Kubler.
Tom, I talked to Kentucky head coach Mark Stoops coming out. He said he actually feels pretty good about his defense. Gave up the big run, he said, but we were pressuring on that run, so we feel okay about it. They just caught us. He said offensively, he likes what he sees so far. They do want to try to stretch the field a little bit and at the same time finish drives. Wants to be better with that and obviously play a little bit more high risk in the second half.
Yeah, they'll need that to find some points. By the way, one negative for Arkansas, their running back Rakeem Boyd is suffering through a shoulder injury. They took him into the x-ray room. At the half, x-rays came back negative, but we'll wait and see how he's affected and impacted by that in the second half. Blitz from the edge. They give it up going that direction, and there's nothing doing for Cavassier Smoke. He loses 2.
It's one thing that when we spoke to Eddie Gran, he said probably the best thing that Bowden does throwing the football is the deep ball. We haven't seen it yet. At some point, they're going to have to do that because, as you see, Arkansas is stacking the box and playing safeties really low in anticipation of the run, as you see Curl coming in here to add to the box late.
On 2nd and 12. Yep, here comes Curl. Man coverage. There's the deep ball. Ahmad Wagner leaping catch, but I thought a foot was out of bounds. And they say he was incomplete. Eddie Grant thinking the same thing you were.
Absolutely. As those safeties start to add to the box, you have to at least threaten them. Throwing the football deep. And this is a great ball by Lynn Bowden. You have Ahmad Wagner on the outside, 6'6". Give him a ball, give him a jump ball, and that's so close. Inches away from being a great catch and throw on the outside. But even just that, Tom, that'll put those safeties on alert and maybe get them out of the box for a few plays.
It's the first miss through the air for Bowden tonight. He's going to throw it on 3rd and 12, or at least thought about it. Now open room to run. Lynn Bowden's got a first down, and he'll take it out of bounds after a gain of 17.
And I love this. I love this because you get away from the traditional Wildcat formations with Bowden. You get him playing quarterback. You let him drop back. What do we see out of Jalen Hurts in the Red River rivalry all day? Drop back, nothing's there, take off, find a lane, and use your feet. Sometimes those lanes get much bigger when you just play quarterback and stop doing the Wildcat. So expect them to keep mixing it in.
I thought you were going to say that we saw Texas be unable to tackle. Here's the reverse off that toss sweep look. And a dance out of bounds. Big one in Baton Rouge. Back to the studio in Dari. One of the toughest to say, although I think they've changed the name of that like 16 times.
But Dari was happy watching Oklahoma roll today.
Here's the toss to Josh Ali. It goes as a pass. The ball came out at the end, but he held. Pick up a 3.
What I mean by that is when you add a tight end and you get into those sets that they do Wildcat in, you attract defenders to the box. When you go 4 wide receivers and you allow Bowden to take a drop, now the secondary players are in coverage. They're not watching the quarterback, and that's when those lanes sometimes open up so he can use his athleticism.
Kentucky was abysmal on 3rd down through 3.5 games. They were just 3 for 31 coming in tonight. 4 of 7. There's that toss sweep look. Kept by Bowden, gets to the edge, he's got speed, and they get him by a shoelace. Joe Fouché gets him after a gain of 21. Lynn Bowden having fun.
That's a great job using the check with me. See what Arkansas lines up in, look to the sideline, get in the right play. They run an option play to the far side of the field. The look wasn't clean, but Bowden will make you look good as an offensive play caller, even when it's a little messy sometimes.
Kentucky lined up off sides in the slot. They don't get flagged for it. Bowden lobs it, and incomplete, trying to find Christopher Rodriguez.
This is a tough one. I mean, this is where you can tell he hasn't played quarterback in a while. The anticipation throws are the toughest. When you got to put a little air on it, you got to anticipate when this guy's going to be opening up. You see, he kind of just shot puts it and doesn't finish his throw, so he doesn't get enough velocity, which would have been a touchdown with Rodriguez running completely uncovered there.
Never believe Danny Werfel there.
Yeah, you never believe quarterbacks when they say the short, wide open throws are the toughest.
They
ones.
are sometimes.
5 wide here for the Cats. Bowden tipped, and it falls incomplete. It's bumper pool in on another play. Lynn Bowden said, in high school I had one of those. It was tipped right back to me. I caught it, and it ended up working out. He said I ran it in from about 70 yards. Another game for bumper pool.
It really is. I mean, he does a great job of reading the eyes because I love the play design. Again, getting flow going one direction, anticipating Bowden running, and trying to throw back in the opposite direction. That was a big play if Poole doesn't knock that down.
Bowden gets hit, taken down by McTelvin Agim. It's a loss of 7. 4th sack of the season for the monster up front.
Haven't said his name yet tonight, but he is a beast. You're going to see him working on the right guard here. Too much athleticism, one swim move dip, and that is an athlete, a big man.
50-yard attempt now from Ruffalo. McInnes is the holder. Looks good, got the leg, it is good. They're not kicking it in the creek, they're kicking it on the creek. A party from Mount Ruffalo. So Kentucky's drive, last 13 plays, covers just 45 yards, and they have scored to make it a one-possession game. A pair of teams in desperate need for a win. Kentucky down the quarterback ladder to a wide receiver, and Lynn Bowden, he directs a 13-play, 45-yard drive that ends in a field goal, a 50-yard field goal, a career long for Ruffalo, their first-year kicker. Another great show coming this week. And here's the surprise call that Rakeem Boyd is in the game, and he picks up 9.
Tom, he had a lot of folks on this Arkansas sideline giving him attention before coming out for this first series, pounding on the shoulder pads, reaching up under the shoulder pads. You mentioned coming out of the break that he did have the shoulder x-rayed at halftime, but looks like he's going to give it a go here in the second half.
He had a 75-yard touchdown run. That right tricep and bicep wrap, you assume that that goes under the shoulder pads and all the way over that right shoulder. 75-yard touchdown run to open the scoring for Arkansas on the second play from scrimmage. Boyd again, and he gets dragged down in the backfield. Nothing doing. Josh Paschal with the stop.
You know, Kentucky did a great job after the first few drives where Arkansas hit big runs of adjusting to some of these unbalanced formations, these 3-by-1 formations. They're keeping an extra linebacker in the box, not getting out leveraged. That's the reason Arkansas has had a slow go of it on offense since the first quarter.
Third down, 4. Starkel pressured, wide open, but behind Traylon Burks.
Again, Starkel just having a difficult time with these in-breaking routes. He's missing low and he's missing behind. And as a quarterback, it starts with your feet. Look where his feet are facing, not where his receiver wants to catch the ball. His feet were facing right where the ball was thrown. Got to get your feet out in front to be accurate.
I was just looking at the original Jordans. Josh Ali back to receive this one. Another good punt from Sam Loy. Ali slides his way through past the 35. 50-yard punt, 17 on the return. Kentucky will return to offense in just a moment. Lynn Bowden Jr., quarterback for Kentucky. Let's see if they've added any wrinkles to what they can do offensively with him. Bowden rides it and keeps it. And Lynn Bowden's got a first down. 11-yard gain. Joe Fouché with the stop.
Great play. This is another read play where they stretch it out, read the outside guy there, and Bowden has the opportunity to get vertical. Instead of your traditional zone read hitting the outside, he gets going downhill in a hurry. This area of the field, I'm thinking maybe a play action. Maybe take a shot if you have an opportunity.
You heard Cole talk about Eddie Grand in the bye week, going back and looking at a bunch of different plays and players that play quarterback.
And you're going to get pressure here, so you're going to get some man coverage on the outside.
Bowden is able to fight for 4. Cole was talking about Eddie Grand going back into the archives, and one of the films that he went back to look at was Baylor's bowl game against North Carolina. They were down to their 5th different quarterback. Seth Russell and Jarrett Stidham were both out with injuries. So wide receiver Johnny Jefferson played quarterback. He ran for a bowl record 299 yards and 3 touchdowns in that one. Eddie Grant said, yep, went right back to that. That was an amazing win for Baylor. They're bowl eligible already this year, by the way. It's 6-0. De'Aaron King at Houston, Jalen Hurts at Oklahoma, all guys that Eddie Gran looked at the playbook. Breakaway, A.J. Rose with a cutback. Still on his feet inside the 15. Kroger Field coming alive at the gain of 20.
This is a game of checkers, and Eddie Gran's playing chess right now. He's having Lynn Bowden look to the sideline. He's finding deficiency on the defense, and he is attacking it to perfection every time.
Bowden's only thrown the ball 8 times tonight. Little touch pass. And Cleveland Thomas is cut down at the line of scrimmage.
Likes the numbers he has backside. And an easy read for Bowden, and to get Rose going vertical in a hurry. With a quarterback that's not used to playing the position, when he can pause and look to the sideline and allow Eddie Gran to get him in the right play, he's so much more comfortable doing that.
Lynn Bowden keeps it. The jump cut found him 3 yards. Cameron Curl with the stop.
Well, Jordan, I think the main area that may be beneficial is all the different looks that John Chavis, the defensive coordinator for the Razorbacks, has given Kentucky tonight. I've seen a bare front, like we talked about earlier, center and both guards covered by defensive linemen. I've seen an even 4-man front. I've seen a traditional 3-man front, Okie defense. John Chavis bringing everything out this evening.
Yeah, they're trying to bring nickel pressure off the outside at times to stop that zone read. You're right. But Eddie Gran's had an answer every time.
Will he throw on 3rd and 7? He wants to. Looking end zone. It is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland Thomas. Kentucky's first lead of the night comes on a touchdown pass from Lynn Bowden Jr.
Are you kidding me? I mean, this is not easy to do. He looks to the left, keeps it on the field, which is the tough thing to do in tight man coverage, and leaves it on his back shoulder. And Thomas does the rest with the toe tap on the outside. Are you kidding me, Bowden?
And look, Cleveland Thomas with his first touchdown catch. His dad was a standout at Florida State back in the day. Bobby Bowden, excuse me, playing Lynn Bowden and winning a national title there. First lead of the night for Kentucky. And Lynn Bowden Jr. has completed 70% of his passes for 78 yards and a touchdown. I guess you would figure on a night that they honor Jared Lorenzen that Lynn Bowden was going to show up with a touchdown pass.
I mean, it's unbelievable. He has been dynamic, and Eddie Gran's done a great job of designing pass plays to find what he's comfortable in. But that throw right there, that's not easy. It may look like you just lob it up. No, he puts it on the outside shoulder, gives his receiver a chance, looks off defenders.
So how valuable was that extra week for Lynn Bowden at quarterback?
It was absolutely huge. I mean, they did a lot more good on good to get Bowden, try to replicate the speed of what tonight is. I mean, that was, I don't think he'd be performing this way, as good as he is, if they didn't have the bye.
And he was trying to be coy with us yesterday. He said, you know, I was just holding the spot for my guy Sawyer to get back, and Sawyer was back taking snaps, and I saw that with my own eyes. He was, but this was going to be Lynn Bowden's game the entire way, and it has been.
Yeah, he definitely had his poker face on yesterday.
Heartbreaking loss for Arkansas 2 weeks ago, their last time out. It's the first Kentucky lead since the fourth quarter against Florida 3 games ago, and Arkansas has changed quarterbacks. Ben Hicks now in. Ben Hicks grew up a Baylor fan right there in Waco, Texas. He used to go watch Art Briles and that Baylor offense run at warp speed. He said, I went to practice all the time. I was amazed by what they were able to do offensively. Grad transfer from SMU. Hicks stands tall. Now he's got to scramble. And it's almost picked. Wow, Hicks was trying to fit it in, and Brandon Eccles had a play on it.
That's a big part of Ben Hicks' game. He does give you the escapability and the playmaking ability outside the pocket. Nothing open. Does a great job of getting outside, but right here, that ball has got to be 10 rows into the bleachers. You cannot take the risk of not getting enough velocity on the throw and turning it over there. That was close.
So 2nd and 20. Hicks complete. It's going to leave 3rd and short as he finds Trey Knox.
That's what they need. They just need consistency throwing the football. And Hicks there finds the big true freshman Trey Knox. Good to have him healthy. Good to have him back, but an accurate throw most importantly.
Play clock at 3. Pressure coming up the middle. Hicks sidesteps it. Fires over the middle, complete for a 1st down. It's a gain of 11.
How about the pocket presence of Ben Hicks right here? Looks to the right, it's not there. He olays Cash Daniel, who probably thought he had a sure sack.
Gain of 9, a 1st down. We're going to go to the 4th with a 4-point game here in Lexington.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter.
Ben Hicks has already thrown for 30 yards on 1 possession. The man he replaced threw for just 41. To the 4th we go. Ben Hicks looking for a double pass. And they're going to run with it. Smart decision by Traylon Burks. It ends up a gain of 11.
That's a veteran decision from a true freshman that hasn't played a ton of football. That's so hard to do as a true freshman wide receiver. They're trying to slip O'Grady, fake stop block, slip him one-on-one on the safety, but it's not a clean look. So great job of not forcing it, getting positive yards from a young receiver.
Hicks to the slant. There's Burks again. 6'3" wide receiver with hands that are huge. They measure 10 1/4 inches. They're so big, he's busted out of his receiver gloves. You can't even fashion them. He wears a 5XL, but Nike doesn't make them. So he squeezes into 4. Back shoulder incomplete, but a flag. Trey Knox draws the flag from Eccles. It's the 2nd time Eccles has been flagged.
That's a tough play. They're going the back shoulder to Trey Knox here.
Defense, number 26. By rule, the ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic 1st down.
Now, we did a demo on SEC Nation about how difficult the back shoulder is to defend because instead of looking inside, you turn back towards the receiver. But if your timing's off, it looks like you're face guarding.
Yeah.
And you get too much contact and get a flag like we saw right there.
And they knew that was a challenge coming into this one. Grayson Gunner is in at tight end on the near side. Rakeem Boyd back in the game for the Razorbacks. Here's Boyd straight ahead. Running with a hurt shoulder, and he takes it in. Touchdown run to put the Hogs back in front.
Rakeem Boyd showing a lot of heart. He's been getting his shoulder worked on since the 1st half. Trainers on the sidelines banging on it, see if he can take a beating. But I can tell you what, as much as adrenaline quiets the pain sometimes, he is feeling that. That was a gutsy run when Arkansas needed it most.
Traylon Burks set up the short field with a 26-yard punt return. And the Razorbacks, with Connor Limpert kicking it through, are back in front, 20-17. Akeem Boyd, junior from Houston by way of Independence Community College. Not in Indy anymore. He's got Arkansas in front. Lippert drives this one into the end zone. Sam Loy has been magnificent, and these are two great punters. Loy wasn't the punter to start the season for Arkansas. Here's Kavasi Smoke. Pass to Kavasi. He takes it to the 50. Coley slick like Fonzarelli and rich like Cunningham. What do you got?
Love the way that young man runs the football right off tackle, but gets north and south in a hurry. Makes a defender miss. A lot of explosion north and south.
He had been bottled up most of the game. Bothered by migraines last time out against South Carolina. Chance to flex tonight. Cats from midfield. Bowden dropped at the line of scrimmage. McTelvin Akeem again.
It's a great play design and trying to stretch out the left tackle. Bumper pull from inside is going to try to have contained. And that's when Kavasi Smoke hits the cutback.
Boucher bringing him down any way he can. He's got a team high 10 tackles tonight. The Eagle Scout, A.J. Rose next to Bowden. Here comes the blitz. Rose and Bumper Poole in there to make another play. Poole's been in on 10 tackles.
Yeah, he's been all over the place. Sideline to sideline. As much as Kentucky's been able to find some success between the tackles, off the tackles, Bumper Poole has made a couple big plays. Otherwise, Kentucky would have been rolling a lot more than they are right now. One of these times, they're going to flip it out to these receivers right here with some space for an easy throw. Don't take it yet.
Here's Rose. A bend to the outside. And Rose stays on his feet to the 20. A 27-yard run.
Instead of throwing there, Eddie Gran goes, well, there's no force player there, so let's run that direction. Just again, another zone read with the blocking up front. Hat on a hat. Taking advantage of the voids in space for how Arkansas is adjusting to these 3 and 4 wide receiver sets at times. Now they go back to condensing the formation.
2 backs are Smoke and Rodriguez. Kavasi Smoke gets ridden down by Dijon Harris. Only 2 that time.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest advantages that Eddie Gran has had while trying to implement Lynn Bowden as his quarterback is how comfortable he is manipulating the football with those play action fakes, the zone read fakes, how he reads the defenders, how he knows how to ride that fake and pull it out at the last minute. It just seems extremely natural to him. He did it in high school, but obviously been very effective tonight.
And it helps that he lines up all the time at Wildcat as well to rep a little bit of this. Obviously not as much throwing the football, but he's comfortable with all those reads between the tackles.
They bring an extra man. Bowden's going to try to run with it. He's got room on the edge and a great block down there. Bowden into the end zone. Cats back in front on a 24-yard run.
Breaks contain. No contained player for Arkansas, and you cannot let Lynn Bowden see green grass.
What a job by Keaton Upshaw. It's tied in. Able to seal Cameron Curl down the field. Buffalo's punt after is good. Trading scores here in the 4th quarter. It's been a fun one. Lynn Bowden's having fun. All smiles tonight. His Cats in front. Under 7 to go. A lot on the line in that one. On the other side, a lot on the line for these two programs trying to get right here. And this back and forth affair continues. Devion Warren from the 4. Wrapped up at the 7. Take it back to the touchdown.
Oh, just a perfect storm for Arkansas. They're running a stunt on the outside. You're going to see McTelvin Agim is supposed to have the outside contain here, but he gets caught up, leaving no contained player on the outside. Scooter Harris blitzes, and there is nobody outside the tackle for Arkansas. And that's how Bowden got so loose.
All of the positive plays on that drive for Kentucky came on the ground. Bowden from 24 yards, Smoke from 25, and Rhodes for 27. Happy teacher, happy student. Rakeem Boyd running right behind Austin Capps for 5. Cash Daniel with the stop.
If you're Arkansas, you want to pick up the pace and the urgency a little bit. But if you're Ben Hicks, you don't want to force the ball. Take the easy throws, keep the sticks moving.
Back to the ground. Safety help from Corker came up. Remember, their second drive was a 75-yard drive. Pardon me, their first. They came on a 75-yard run. But since then, Arkansas's longest drive of the night has covered only 45 yards.
Kentucky's done a great job adjusting to the unbalanced, the 3-by-1 formations that you see right here. Arkansas had success running the football, but Kentucky changed their scheme, and it's not there anymore.
Hicks on 3rd and 3. Escapes the pocket straight ahead. And Hicks slides down after picking up the first. 13-yard scramble.
Again, nobody open downfield, and Hicks does a great job of just navigating the pocket, being patient, and waiting for that opening.
There's Boyd again.
Kentucky continues to add their safeties to the run game, creeping lower and lower. Wouldn't be surprised if Arkansas dials up an RPO, a run pass option, to give Hicks that opportunity to hit behind the coverage if they do it again.
Hicks wants it back. He fires complete. There's the tight end, Cheyenne O'Grady.
Like I said, the run action in the backfield is moving those safeties that are already starting a little lower than normal for Kentucky, and that opens up the lane for O'Grady down the seam.
Devwah Whaley surrounded for a loss of 1. Cash Daniel said this is a Kentucky team that lost its confidence after the Florida loss. They're looking for their swagger. They're also looking to snap a 3-game losing streak. Blitz coming. It's picked up. Hicks goes right there, and he's able to find O'Grady. O'Grady inside the 20. The man who blitzed was the man who was over O'Grady, and it turns into a +22 play.
DeAndre Square, number 17 linebacker for Kentucky, gets a little mixed up in coverage. He's supposed to pop out here to guard O'Grady as he moves over. Confusion on the back end of coverage. As a safety brings pressure, Square should be man-to-man on O'Grady, and that's why he's wide open.
1st and 10 for Ben Hicks in Arkansas. O'Grady's been his favorite target. Split out wide to the top. Hicks looking that way. It's a quarterback draw, and he's only able to find a couple. What has Ben Hicks been able to do within the scope of this offense that Nick Starkel couldn't?
Well, he's been able to obviously complete the layup throws, the easy ones, couple of short passes that he's completed, but better than that, it's the secondary plays within the pocket and outside that he's extended and given Arkansas an opportunity with his legs.
Starkel was 7 of 19. Hicks replaced him, and Hicks is 5 of 6 for 82 yards. Hicks behind his intended receiver, trying to find Mike Woods.
Boy, and I think Hicks missed an opportunity there. He had Boogie Watson, the linebacker, man-to-man on Cheyenne O'Grady in the slot. Opted to go outside there. Now on 3rd and 8. I'll look to see where the mismatches are. Right now it's Ben O'Grady on a linebacker. He's going to be attached to the line of scrimmage at the top of your screen.
Hicks steps up. He goes down! Kentucky sack, Calvin Taylor Jr. The former basketball star, same weekend of Big Blue Madness, comes up with a Big Blue sack.
And this is just not a good job from the left guard, Austin Capps. It's just, you got to be better than that. Calvin Taylor's a big body guy. Got to stay in front of him. Capps just gets his head down, dips a little bit. The swim move frees up Taylor. And Hicks had no time to get rid of that.
He went to that swim move, and it was almost like Taylor's right hand he was trying to swat with removed the arms of Austin Capps. When somebody takes your hands away in pass pro, you're done.
Offense stays on the field.
Trey Knox and Traylon Burks, 6'3" and 6'5". There's my mismatch. There's my size advantage.
36 seconds. 2 minutes, 36 seconds.
Knox out here.
Fourth down, halfway to Hazard for a first. Hicks fires, got it knocked down in the pocket, and Kentucky stops him on downs. Pocket pressure came from T.J. Carter.
Same type of pressure from the opposite side. And Hicks, again, just not enough time to get that ball off. Trying to work the middle of the field, trying to work Traylon Burks. And you're going to see, again, pressure over the guard. And it's just one-on-one. Right now, Kentucky is winning the one-on-one pass rush matchups on the inside, not the outside. It's the D tackles providing the pressure against Hicks.
And Calvin Taylor got a tip on that thing after Carter knocked Hicks down. .232 to go. Arkansas has a pair of timeouts remaining. Kentucky's going to keep it on the ground. And Lynn Bowden gets taken down after 5. 2nd and 5. Arkansas has 1 timeout left. Bowden cuts it back. He's got a first down. He's got more. Lynn Bowden Jr. turns around the defense, and he scrambles all the way down to the 21. 52-yard run for the Ohio native.
Absolute dagger from your playmaker.
Lynn Bowden Jr. has 23 carries for 181 yards, and they've all come from the quarterback position.
That is their final timeout of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout. The game clock operator will reset the game clock to 2 minutes, 6 seconds. 2 minutes,
Incredible
6 seconds.
vision by Lynn Bowden Jr. The quarterback pressure and the tip pass stopped Arkansas on 4th down. to turn the ball back over to Kentucky. Razorbacks bring pressure. Bowden replaces that pressure with a run up the middle. That's good for 16 and a first down.
And if they want, they can just take a knee now.
I think Coach Stoops is signaling for it. You see Bowden putting his hands up, victory formation.
Best 2 words in football. How much you think he wanted that one, though?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Lynn Bowden Jr. is a guy who's played with a chip on his shoulder for a long time. He came out of Youngstown disappointed that his home state school, Ohio State, didn't have a scholarship for him. A lot of other Big Ten schools wanted him. And he found a kindred spirit in Youngstown native Mark Stoops and Vince Merrill. And so here he is, and for the first time as a quarterback at the college level, Lynn Bowden Jr. is going to lead Kentucky to a victory. He's the runner-up for Mr. Football, coming out of Warren Harding High School. Penn State, Michigan, Nebraska would have all loved to have him. But Kentucky's where he found his home, and a guy who wears his life on his skin, from the brick road outside his grandma's house to the interstate leading out of Youngstown and everything in between. Lynn Bowden Jr. has taken the reps at quarterback the last 2 weeks. Has he played well enough at quarterback for Kentucky to stick with him if Sawyer Smith is healthy?
I think so. I mean, he's shown that he can do enough in the pass game to keep teams honest, to keep them balanced. And I see this being kind of like an Ole Miss offense with Rich Rod and John Rice Plumlee. I mean, they can find a way to get creative running the football and it not get stale or predictable.
They already lost 2 quarterbacks, Terry Wilson and Nick Scalzo, the freshman.
Look, very simply, you want the ball in your best player's hands as much as possible. This way they can do that.
Mark Stoops in his Kentucky program snap a 3-game losing streak and tough losses in back-to-back games for Chad Morris. They've talked about how to build a program. Stoops is there. Morris is still working in that direction. And a must-have win for Kentucky. And Mark Stoops standing by with Cole.
Coach Stoops, you just took a slot receiver, put him at quarterback in the off week and won a football game in the SEC. How were you able to do it?
Well, he's a very good football player, and everybody across the board really had to step up. We had to improve. We've been banged up, and just really proud of the way the guys responded. Lynn's just a dynamic player. He's a winner. He did that stuff in high school. He's used to having the ball in his hands. He could throw it, as you saw tonight, and just really proud of him. He's really done a great job the past couple of weeks getting ready.
Your defense stepped up big, a couple big pressures late in this game as well. Arkansas in your own territory a couple times with opportunities to score. What did they show you tonight?
Well, just proud of them. Just really proud to get that stop right there, the late one. They really stepped up all night. We put them in some tough spots all night. I went for it early. We didn't get it. Put the defense in a tough spot. We held them to 3 there. Off the punt return, you know, when we let the ball go to the 1, and we put them in a tough spot there, and that was a great response. Great job. So I'll let you talk to him.
Thank you, Coach.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
A come-from-behind victory for Kentucky. They snap a 3-game losing streak with a wide receiver running the offense. Lynn Bowden threw for 78 yards. He ran for 196. And the Cats take down Arkansas 24-20. For Jordan Rogers, Cole Kublik, our sensational SEC Network crew, I'm Tom Hart. So long from the Commonwealth.